Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's having a nice Sunday evening. We have some snow developing, some areas reporting some sleet mixing in already. We have some reports of some freezing rain out there as well. And I'll tell you what, we're going to continue to get that into and through the day on Monday. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Facebook Live, Twitter, YouTube. We kind of have a lot to go over tonight. We have a big ocean storm that's backing in on us. And it's funny, every now and then we get one of these storms that sits out in the ocean, kind of wobbles. It's cut off from the jet stream. It's cut off from the steering currents. So forecast can be a little bit tricky trying to navigate how the precip's going to go down. But the last few we've had like this have been rainstorms during the spring, the summer, and the fall. And I think I remember saying the last one, I said, thank goodness this isn't happening in winter, because I would not want to forecast wintry precipitation with these ocean storms backing in on us. But here we are, it's winter time, and that's what we have out there tonight. And I'll tell you, even at this late game, confidence level is still pretty low as far as, what's going to fall. Confidence level is high. We're going to get a whole mess of snow, sleet, freezing rain. But the timing of when the changeover happens, that, of course, affects how much snow we get, how much sleet we get, how much freezing rain we get. So we'll try to outline how we think this is going to go down. My best guess is we'll probably start with some snow, change over to sleet. In some areas get some freezing rain, and then back over to sleet and snow in some regions, especially north, during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. So this is kind of an all-day event for tomorrow and into tomorrow night as well. Now, it also depends on where you are as well. The odd thing about a storm like this, usually our weather moves in from west to east, right? This one's moving in from east to west. And it looks like areas that may hold on to the colder temperatures aloft and at the ground level may actually be over southern and coastal parts of Maine. So that's on the table as well. And the reason I say that, those areas could get higher snowfall amounts. It all depends on how that sets up. So this will be one of those we should probably stay updated on. I can almost guarantee there'll be some changes into and through the day tomorrow. Looks like there are a bunch of people already checking in. Thanks for checking in tonight. We'll take a look at what we have right now on the, let's take a look at the satellite radar. Actually, just the radar first. Now, I do want to mention that the winter mosaic radar is doing a horrible job. There's actually a lot of sleet already mixing in for a large portion of mid-coast Maine and Penobscot Bay area. In fact, the 5 o'clock update, this is almost an hour old now, but Portsmouth reporting snow, Wiscasset has some light snow, Rockland, the ASOS station there, the automated station, reporting undefined precip with 10-mile visibility. It's likely freezing rain and sleet. But they were reporting some freezing rain. Got a report from Bath from my friend Ben. He was reporting some sleet there as well, mixing with some snow. I think he said at last check, he said it is mixing. So I think most areas get a thump of snow on the front end of this. Usually it goes from west to east. This one's coming in from east to west. Let's take a look at temperatures. This is kind of a fun setup here because areas where we're getting precipitation, we're coldest in these areas right now. We've had clouds all day here. Temps are in the upper 20s. So whatever falls for precip is going to fall in the form of freezing or frozen precip. Areas off to the south, seeing a little bit of snow. Yeah, it's probably low to mid 30s in your area. Notice mid-coast Maine 20s we just talked about. Areas that got a lot of sun today, it's actually a little bit warmer here as well. Look at Bethel at 34 degrees. Freiburg's at 36. So it's going to take a little while to cool things down there. But most areas get just all freezing or frozen precip, being snow, sleet, freezing rain. I don't think we're going to get any plain old rain or anything like that. So this is going to create some problems in the roadways. Slippery travel is expected. Down East Maine will probably get the worst of the freezing rain. An all-out icing event will be occurring there, where they could get up to a half inch of rain of ice. And that's usually around the area we're watching for some potential power outages due to heavy ice accumulating on limbs and power lines. And again, take this with a grain of salt because there's a lot of sleet mixing in. If you live in these areas getting that change over to sleet already, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe just put a little comment in the comment box right there, and we'll get to you in just a second. But I want to go through the forecast first. Weather Service has gone ahead and most of the area has the winter weather advisory. It's for snow, sleet, freezing rain. We have a winter storm warning in effect for down East Maine. Yeah, they're getting a little bit of snow, but it's more of an icing event for those areas. I think sleet and freezing rain will be the bigger story there. It's all associated with this big storm. You see it spinning off to the south or right down in here. That little storm system is going to wobble its way off to the north and eventually pull away going into tomorrow night. This kind of outlines how it goes down. And notice how it's introducing some of the warmer air aloft. So there's a lot of pink right there. That pink is sleet and freezing rain. So remember we started off talking about the farther west you are and the farther south you are, you have a greater chance of holding on to cold air above and at the ground level. So that blue is snow. And we may actually go back from sleet to snow for a period tomorrow, which is going to make things pretty tricky to forecast because additional accumulations are possible for late in the day tomorrow in some areas. And then eventually this whole mess pulls away on Tuesday. And I think there will be a pretty active pattern after that. Next chance for getting snow will probably be Thursday night into Friday. All right, snowfall amounts. Believe it or not, this late in the game, confidence level is still pretty low on how much snow sleet we're going to get. I am banking on getting a change over to sleet by tomorrow morning. If we don't, well, there's no question we're going to get a lot more snow. But it looks like snowfall ratios are going to be fairly low. There'll be a lot of sleet mixing in. There'll be a lot of 2s, 3s, 4s, maybe some 5s here. Many areas east are in the 2 to 5. Down East Maine, where freezing rain becomes a bigger issue, you get less. Farther west you are, closer to the New Hampshire border, it's probably like 1 to 3 inches of snow and sleet there. All right, so we talked about the icing potential as well. That's something we need to monitor because freezing rain is going to play a role. Honestly, I think the best case scenario for us is to stay snow and sleet. Even just sleet would be fine. We had one of those sleeting events just a few weeks ago, last year. We got 2 inches of sleet. I don't think we're looking at that, but nobody wants freezing rain. There's the potential for an all-out icing event east of Penobscot Bay. I mean, these areas right here, heading into down East Maine, Washington, Hancock County, I mean, there'd be spots that get a half an inch of ice there. That's going to weigh down the tree limbs. And yeah, some power outage is certainly possible in that sort of setup, or likely in that setup. Closer to eastern parts of our area, at least into southern and central Maine, I think many areas get that 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch of ice. That's manageable. It's enough for very slippery travel, but it's not enough for widespread outages or anything like that. And the farther west you go, you might actually hold on to more snow in these areas. But we're probably looking at maybe up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So let's see how this goes down. And I'm going to show you why there's so much uncertainty in precip type, because we're already seeing a band of snow move in. We're also already seeing a little bit of sleet mix in. So I think this forecast model is a pretty good handle on how it's going down. We're actually seeing the warmer air coming in at a few thousand feet. So essentially snowflakes are falling, they're melting, and then refreezing at the ground level. That's what creates those little ice pellets. And in some cases, it doesn't have a chance to refreeze quick enough and falls as a raindrop. And that's when we get the glaze of ice. Regardless, though, notice that pink color, that's that mix. The farther west you are, the better chance you have holding on to snow overnight and into the morning. That's about 1 o'clock in the morning. And many areas are probably already mixing with sleet during this time frame. And as we go into the morning, there'll probably be a little bit of a lull at some point. Temps still around 30 degrees. That's about 7 o'clock in the morning. 1:30 in the afternoons. A lot of pink on the map right here. That pink is likely sleet. This is probably going to be freezing rain. You go east of Penobscot Bay. So there'll be a variety of precipitation out there. Now, one of the big questions I have in my mind is, do we go back to snow? It's probably a snow to sleet to freezing rain situation tonight into tomorrow. But then we could go from sleet and freezing rain back to snow for a little while during the evening hours. So we'll be pulling our hair out all day long tomorrow. But, I think the thing to take away from this storm is, just expect a variety of precipitation types and be prepared for slippery travel on the roads. Be prepared for the forecast to change a little bit as well as we go throughout the day on Monday. It looks like the back edge is moving out Tuesday morning, and I think the kids head to school on Tuesday. We should see a partial clearing trend. The clouds may be stubborn for a good chunk of the day on Tuesday. So tomorrow's a weather-worn day for that snow, sleet, freezing rain. Possibly back to sleet, possibly back to snow on the backside. Partial clearing Tuesday, Wednesday. Hey, Thursday, I think by evening, we're introducing some more snow. How about that? And most snowfall with the next system is probably Thursday night, Friday morning. I told my kids that one already. And I think my daughter's already thinking school snow day. We'll have to see how that plays out, but that's a week away for Friday. But Friday, the snow tapers off. It becomes lighter throughout the day. I think it's mostly a Thursday night, Friday morning situation. And some more snow is possible early next week as well. There's your inland forecast. Again, the big story is that wintry mix in the near term tonight and into tomorrow with this big ocean storm that's trying to back in on us here. So quite a variety of weather should be expected. If you're just joining us on the Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitter, it's all associated with this big ocean storm. It's a pretty monster storm. It's kind of hanging out a few hundred miles to our east, and it's going to be wobbling off to the north over the next 24 to 36 hours. All right. Hopefully I've had a chance to answer your questions. If you have a report, I'd love to see it. Let me see here. Maybe I could check out some of those reports. All right. Freezing rain since 3, Sandy says, in Knox County. Okay. So Sandy's confirming the freezing rain there in Knox County, which confirms that the winter mosaic radar is doing a horrible job. Here it is right here. You see it? Let's zoom in a little bit closer. There we go. So in Knox County, she says freezing rain. Thanks for the report, Sandy. Thanks everybody sending in a report. Yeah, we're already changing over there. Sleet in Newcastle. Okay, we got another report from Midcoast, Maine. Thanks, Stephen. Appreciate that. So take this this blue with a grain of salt, because blue represents snow, right? And let's remember, we're already seeing many reports of sleet and freezing rain. All right. In Rockland, already 1/8 of an inch of ice. Wow. All right. So we're already getting pretty good band of freezing rain. Thanks, Galo. I appreciate that very much. It sounds like we're already mixing and changed over. There. Do you go back to snow? That's a question. If you do, it's probably tomorrow. Let's see. Andy says, you figure it out, Charlie. We'll keep watching. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. There it is. You figure it out. We'll keep watching. All right. All right. Power outages in Wilton, Farmington area. Connor, I don't think so. The Wilton, Farmington area, you probably get snow and sleet that area. You probably get a little bit of freezing rain, but I don't think we'll get enough freezing rain to create too many problems there. So good question, though. And one thing we haven't mentioned, and Connor brings up a good point, the wind. We'll get wind gusts of 30 miles per hour. That's not extreme, but if you got some ice on the trees and some heavy snow and sleet in the trees, you could have some problems there. I think down East Maine, Washington, Hancock County, those areas get the most ice. So that's important. In fact, let's take a look at that map one more time. These areas, right? And that's a snow sleet. Let's take a look at the icing. Actually, confidence level is highest in the icing map here. The snowfall map, I can almost guarantee you something's going to go wrong with this. I mean, just the timing of the precip changeover. But we're probably looking at a few inches of snow in many areas before the changeover. So, yeah. All right. Good Monday morning. Oh, Brett's checking in from Sydney, Australia. All right. That sounds nice. Summertime in Australia. Wow, that sounds nice. Thanks for checking in, Brett. Light snow starting in Arundel. That makes sense. Okay. We're seeing some snow starting in York County, snowing in Biddeford. Thank you very much, Kathy and Greg. Appreciate that. Say hello. Say hi to Ryan Munn. I will. Yeah. Ryan Munn's our new weekend meteorologist. We're looking forward to having him. He'll be here tomorrow. So yeah, hello, Brett. Thank you very much. Is driving going to be hazardous tomorrow morning? I would say yes. I would not want to be on the roads tomorrow morning. I bring into the morning hours here. Amy, thanks for the question. Good question. We're going to get precipitation Monday morning, and this is just a forecast model. Models don't really know what's happening here because we have warmer air coming in aloft. So the snow is going to probably change over to sleet and freezing rain at some point, but we're going to get a variety of precipitation types. And I think we're going to be seeing freezing or frozen precip into the morning commute tomorrow. So whether it's snow, sleet, or freezing rain, that's a little bit of a question mark right now. All right, snowing in Saco, Carrie says. Thank you very much. Is sleet and freezing rain the same? Good question. No, sleet. The sleet's the ice pellets, the little ping, ping, ping on the windows. Freezing rain actually falls as a raindrop, and they form in the same way. It's just basically the cold layer at the ground level isn't thick enough to allow for the raindrop to refreeze and become an ice pellet. So in a freezing rain situation, it falls as a raindrop, and that's when you get a glaze that occurs on the trees, the power lines, the side step, the parking lot, the roads. So yeah, good question. Snowing in Saco, Linda says. Thank you very much. I get a lot of great questions tonight and reports. Thank you very much, guys. How about Oxford and Paris? I have you guys in the 2 to 5 here, James. How about Sanford? I have Sanford in the 1 to 3. Same in Limerick. Wow, there's a lot here. Rumford, I think I have Rumford in the 2 to 5. How much in Bangor? Oh, Bangor's going to get more ice. So freezing rain in Bangor for many areas there, James. And Leeds up in Androscoggin County, 2 to 5. That's what we have for you. If it stays snow, you're going to get a lot more. We'll see. Roads are slick on the mid-coast. All right. Good report. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah, I think mid-coast Maine is already seeing that mix and change over to sleet and freezing rain. So we're getting a lot of reports from mid-coast Maine. Let's take a look at the radar, which is not doing a great job at all. We're getting a lot of reports in this area right here of freezing rain already and sleet. So those of you across mid-coast Maine, yeah, it's getting slippery there. We're getting a lot of reports of snow in York County and Cumberland County as well. The atmosphere is very, very dry, so it's taking a little while to get this to saturate. Clients checking in from Carabasset. I heard you guys had a nice weekend of skiing up there at Sugarloaf. Wish I could have made it up. I took my kids over to Sunday River last night for some night skiing, and that was fun. We had a blast. A little icy in spots, but the snow is great on the sides. Towards the end of the day, that's going to happen. But we're hoping for more snow. Nothing in Waterford. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Nothing in Shapley, so the far western areas. So basically, Waterford up in here and Shapley over here. Nothing yet. Good report. Sleet in Bath and Alna right now. Roads are not well sanded, Jamie says. Thank you very much, guys. This is great. I love getting the reports. Holy smokes, we got more. Nothing yet in Sanford. All right, sleet and freezing rain in Damascotta, Heidi says. Good to know. Let me get this off. So I don't even know why I have this graphic up, because the winter mosaic's not doing a great job at all, and which is predicted. I sort of thought this was going to happen, but all right. Barbie says breezy in Sydney, nothing yet. Sleet in Waterboro. All right, good to know there. This is good because we're going to do CBS 13 at 6:30 coming up in 15 minutes. So all these great reports, I'll be able to know what's happening on the radar. What's actually falling, I should say. The radar is not telling me anything. The radar is telling me it's snowing right now. It is snowing for many areas, but areas where it's sleeting, it's not doing a great job. Actually, let's check out the. Usually don't show this on the air that often, but this is what we call the correlation coefficient, and this is a great tool in these sort of setups, because what we're looking at here are the areas in yellow. We're seeing precipitation particles that are unlike other precipitation particles. So basically on here, we're seeing snow. And it looks like the yellows, that's we're seeing something that is an irregular shape, likely a sleet or ice pellet. So we're seeing that sleet line work its way inland. There we go. All right, let's go back to the radar. And you kind of see the area I just circled where it's sleeting. It's coming on the radar as snow. So not doing a good job. A thump of snow, Anne says. She loves it. All right, good. You're going to get some snow in the front end for many areas. Mid-coast Maine, you're already seeing the sleet and freezing rain. All right, with 28, where the ground is covered with sleet, he says. All right, good update there. Appreciate that. Winterport is windy and blowing snow. Jill says it's gross. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. Be careful. Snowing in Falmouth, Scott says. Hello from Winslow. Hello, Cindy. Hello to you. Just started snowing in Kennebunk. All right. How about Oxford? Yeah, Oxford, you're going to get a changeover, but you'll get that snow that develops tonight, James. Probably 2 to 5. Snowing in Gorham. Good to know, Ken. Appreciate that. Cushing has been only sleeting and freezing rain. All right. That's in the area we just circled right there. So areas mid-coast Maine, we've seen that changeover already. Light snow in Westbrook near 302. Thanks, Beth. So farther west you go, the more snow you're getting at this point. And that will be the case in the coming hours as well. Yeah, it's kind of odd to see the snow coming off the ocean, right? Usually it's coming the other way. So that's going to make this forecast an adventure. I can already tell. Snowing in Topsom. All right. Thanks, Christopher. Hello, Judy. Let's see. Just started snowing here in Waterboro. Good, in York County. Sanford should be starting to snow there very soon, Judy. All right. Brett says hello from Sydney again. How about Gorham? All right, Gorham. Yep, they should start. It's probably snowing in Gorham right now. I'm assuming you're talking about Gorham, Maine. Gorham, New Hampshire. It's been sunny there all day, and it has not snowed yet. So if you're just joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube and Twitter, let's go through this one more time. Let's go through. The radar is doing a terrible job determining precip type. Mid-coast Maine is seeing sleet and freezing rain. There's your winter weather advisory, your winter storm warnings down east. That's primarily for icing. Icing is going to be a big problem east of Penobscot Bay, up to a half an inch of ice. It's all associated with this big storm. You see it down in here. That little guy is going to wobble off to the north, which is going to make a forecast headache through tomorrow night, I think, anyway. But the overall trend is from snow to sleet to freezing rain. The big question is, when does that happen? And that's what's going to make the forecasting a little bit difficult. I think it's a 1 to 3 or 2 to 5. It's probably 2 to 5 for most areas. That's my guess. Before the changeover. And, you know, if the sleet and the freezing rain is going to hold some totals down. But those of you over down East Maine, even Penobscot Bay points east, icing is probably going to be an issue there. So ice will probably be something we'll be watching throughout the day tomorrow. And many areas go back to snow. We're putting that on the table as well. We could go snow, sleet to freezing rain from east to west, and then go back to sleet to snow from west to east as this whole thing pulls away. So that is certainly on the table. All right, let's wrap it up there because we have a newscast coming up in 14 minutes. So we're going to go do that, I think, on CBS tonight. I don't think there's a football game on right now. So that's good news there. I think they're getting ready behind me. So hope everybody has a nice night. Thanks for checking in, and stay tuned for updates. I can guarantee you there will be some updates.